I am going live on my laptop, which is a little bit new because I am on an event right here, Advance Your Reach 360i event, hence my face right now. I am embodying my inner Pete Vargas. I can't even see myself now. Here I am. So, the reason why I want to come live today is I want to help you shift your conversations on social media. The event that I'm on is about changing the world with your message. Your message matters. The way that you want to change the world is valid, and you are never too small to make a difference. That is the message that I discovered through working with Pete. This is Pete. This is my inner Pete that I'm embodying, right? So I wanted to share first of all, an experience with a client the other day, and something that I helped her with. Clearly, Bowie is also talking over my live as usual. Should we put her down on the floor? You want to have a little sit down here? Yeah, yeah, okay. And I'll give her something to play with. You want to play with this one? There you go. Okay. But I also want to share something that was just shared at the event, which literally made my insides shake. I am a person with a soul goal. I am the soul goal coach. I will help you to tap into your soul goal and monetize it as a business, and I will help you to do it fast. But the biggest thing that holds people back over and over and over again is their fear. And on this event, the guy, Pete, my inner Pete, shared a video. And the guy on the video said, "Do you know where the most wealth is in the world? In the graveyard." Because people die with their dreams, they die with their ideas, they die with their music still on inside of them, and that is the truth. There was also a quote about we die at 25 years old, but we don't get put into that graveyard until we're 75, because we live all of those years of our lives believing that we can't do what we're here to do, having those dreams, that soul fire put out by what other people say we should do, what other people say about us, what the world and our experiences and our story tells us is possible. And it's all bullshit. The only thing that matters to me, and the only thing that matters and should matter to you, is that you can make a difference and build that belief. Engage the support to hold that belief for you while you build that belief, and you do away with all of those feelings and experiences. Bowie just farted down there on the floor, that wasn't me, that are telling you can't do what you're here to do. And I want you to understand the power of changing those feelings, overcoming those fears, making fear your best friend, because if you're in fear of something right now, it is the direction you should go. We should walk into our resistance. We should walk into the flames of our fear. That is what I have done, and I am creating an empire, and I am even going to go bigger than I am right now. The plans that I have over the next few weeks, they're mind-blowing for me. They should be mind-blowing for you, and you can be part of that journey as well. But I want to share with you how to build those conversations. And it is in the reframe. My client came in, she said, we had this massive session the week previously where she'd been feeling this frustration, and we cleared the feeling. I'm an emotional biohacker. That's what I do. I help you to move through those feelings that are holding you back. And her feeling had been frustration. And as we'd cleared that frustration, that was on the Wednesday, by Sunday, she'd turned 2 calls, discovery calls, with potential clients into 7 freaking calls. You want to see that sort of engagement in your social media? You want to see that kind of return on the time that you're spending on social media? You got to shift these feelings out of the way. That hesitation, that second guessing, that feeling not worthy, that not feeling enough, that feeling not qualified, that fearing that they're going to say no and reject you. All of those feelings have to move out of the way for you to be able to do what you're here to do. And social media is a powerful, powerful platform. Your audience is right in front of you. Those sales that you can make, they're right there. They are right there in front of you. You're just not connecting with them. So, how do you have more conversations? You reframe how you show up. The feeling you show up on social media. We got into this week with my client how she was now feeling like she had created these calls, her content had up leveled, then she's got all of these conversations sitting there waiting for her, and then she felt like she wasn't engaging them. She's suddenly feeling like she can't have those conversations. It was like, we called it engagement hesitation. It's like, whoa, they're there, but what do I say? What do I say to them in the comments? How do I get those conversations from the comments into the messenger? And I said, reframe what you're doing. She said, well, I feel like I don't know them. I've got all this new reach, all this new audience, but I don't know them now. It's not warm. And I said, that's bullshit. You know them better than they know themselves, because you have lived their story. You have their story. You know the insecurities that are running through their head. You know the problems that are keeping them up at night. You know the things that they only say to themselves and they won't say to anybody else because they feel so horrific that they feel them in the first place. You know all of that because you've lived their story. Don't go into these conversations cold, because you know them. And you can take that knowledge, you can take that knowing, and you can trust that your conversation will make a difference to them and be the lifeline that they're looking for. How do you make that outreach, that comment, that DM, a lifeline to them? Because you can help them with the value you have, the knowledge you have, the wisdom you have, because your wounds hurt you in the first place and you got through. You didn't just get through and you're still surviving. You threw off that survivor badge. You became a recovered survivor and you're thriving. That is how you have to go into that relationship, into that conversation, with that reframe, with your soul fire alight. And that is how you will drive those conversations forward. That is how you will drive conversions of that conversation to be authentic. Oh, the event's coming back in 2 minutes and 41 seconds. So resistance is your worst enemy. Resistance is your biggest block. Your resistance comes from your fear, and you have to walk towards whatever you are fearing right now, because your greatness is on the other side. Now, I have such a simple strategy that I use in my business with my clients that are getting them these results, that are getting these conversions, that are getting the money in their bank for what they do, and an impact as well. Such an impact. You know, you're not just limiting your own financial freedom, you're limiting the impact that you can have on other people as well. You can have a bigger impact, and in that bigger impact comes that bigger income, right? Because we show up more, give more, help more. And I'm using such a simple strategy. C, C, C. It is the content from the personal story formula that drives the conversations that turn into sales. Somebody messaged me last night, I'm so confused over my story. I've started sharing my message. I had this amazing, I used what you said in your challenge, Claire. I used it and I shared this post and it had really good engagement, and then I shared another post and it didn't have the same engagement. Which parts of my story do I use? Well, that's the personal story formula, right? That is the formula, and I understand which parts of your story will land with your audience. Your audience is seeking you. You have to find the magnetic content for you to connect with them. That is the personal story formula. But there is a final C, and the C is consciousness and connection. Well, it's connection to yourself, so that you can have consciousness, because in consciousness you find all of your answers, all of your best content. You find, like, you just find your truth, and your truth is to make a difference. And if I'm right, then let me know in the comments, because I would love to talk to you right now. I would love to. I've sat on a live for however many minutes. We're getting started in 34 seconds, so I have to jump off, with somebody else's glasses and somebody else's mustache. That is how much I want to grab your attention right now about what is possible and how I can help you. So if you're on a mission, if you have a message, especially if you are not clear on how you use those to connect with your tribe, reach out right now. You can make a difference. Don't take your greatness to the grave. Don't be where the majority of the wealth is in the world and be 6 foot under, taking it away with you. Right, we're going on now. Thank you for listening. If you've got any questions, and put them in the comments, but otherwise reach out. Let's have a conversation. Let's do this. Bye bye.
That means get to your seats. I see you in the hallway.